Welcome to Insane Builds, the series of which I talk about builds that I personally find insane due to it being incredible in one way or another. If you're a bow enthusiast, you might have seen that some people do incredible speedruns with bow using exactly these types of builds. And depending on the monster's weakness, you build up a set to suit your needs. I'm Tio, and in this one I'm gonna talk about a couple of elemental bow builds, and more specifically the element of thunder. And since we got a recent event where we were able to fight the monster called Taroth, you could get your hands on a couple of really decent bows to use. And in this video I'll showcase two of those, as well as an alternative third bow you can use if you don't have any of those other ones. Starting off with what I currently would consider the best one, the Tariff Arrow Thunder. With an entire 470 thunder damage at max thunder attack, 10% affinity and a level 3 slot for a decoration. This one is by far my favorite to use, not only because it's freaking shiny, but also because I managed to get a decent amount of really good stats into this build. Nevertheless, let's stop talking about it and get over to the showing of it. The stats. Starting off, Rathalos Mastery 2, Critical Element. This one currently comes from two pieces of Rathalos equipment, whether it's normal Rathalos, Azure, or the Azure Starlord. They all help out getting the set piece bonus. This stat of course helps out giving elemental damage center builds an extra increase in damage on critical hits, which of course is what you will want to do with a monster. Moving on to an entire +4 thunder attack, which by the way also is the max as it stops at 470 and can't go higher for those wondering why I'm not going all the way up to +5 thunder attack. Now this bow by itself isn't amazing until you actually unlock the hidden elements, so that's what we've done with free element level 3. 3 in weakness exploit for those delicious crits on weak parts, 3 in constitution to reduce the amount of stamina used when doing certain activities, +2 in attack because why not? It's either that or 6% crit chance with critical eye ×2, which I don't feel we really need. Normal shots, which of course increases the damage of the obvious, spread/power shots, which does the same as the aforementioned, critical boost level 1, handicraft, because you obviously want the delicious sharpness on the bow so you can stab with it more frequent. I'm joking. This is a wasted stat, but it's included in the set because of whatever reason. Just hear me out, okay? And then we have the Bow Charge Plus, which pretty much every elemental build should have for maximized damage. Now, to the clothes, the set, the pieces, the parts on your body that keeps you from being nude. Starting off with what you hold in your hands without being naughty, we have the Tariff Arrow Thunder. I mean, it actually is thunder, at least in terms of the element, so I don't know why they had to downsize it by calling it thunder. I feel like that's discriminating towards such a beautiful piece of art, and especially since this one pulls the weight it does. Anyways, the bow itself has all what I mentioned previously, and into it you can obviously augment whatever you feel like does the thing for you. But out of those things, I would definitely recommend attack, affinity, or health recovery. I mean, I'm actually thinking to change this one to affinity myself because I don't usually get hit that often whilst using bow. Except by this motherfucker. Which is where health recovery obviously would be nice. I think I just went for the attack because I wanted to see them good hits. But with affinity, there would be more of those more frequently. So you judge that for yourself. Anyways, into it, we have the First Shot Jewel 3, which obviously is the normal shots decoration. Next up, which also happens to be the head, we have the Wrath Soul Helm B, which has critical boost level 1 with a couple of attack jewels. For the chest, we go for Rathalos Mail B, which has weakness exploit level 2 and a thunder attack jewel. Gloves comes out as Kaiser Vambraces B with level 1, weakness exploit and a mighty bow jewel. Jumping into our trousers, it's the Cove Taroth's Malice B with free element level 1 and a handicraft for that sweet sharpness. Plugged into it, we have the spread/power shot jewel and a thunder attack jewel. Next up is the Kirin Legguards B with level 2 free element and a couple of thunder attack jewels. And then finally we have the Fitness Charm 3, which gives Constitution level 3. And that's it for the one I'm currently using. If you haven't fought Cove Taroth, this next build is for you. It's not quite as optimized, but it's still viable for a thunder bow build, and especially if we get something else than a Toby Kadachi bow or a different better version of it in the future. So if you want to check that out, just keep watching. But if you just want to see how to play and showing off the set I showed off first, you can skip to this timestamp shown on the screen. Now moving on to the second set's stats. So as you can see, it's clearly a lot less stats crammed in here than into the other one, but it's still decent enough to have fun with those monsters weak to the Lord of Thunder. Or shall I say, the Lord of Thunder! However, the stats consist of level 3 Thunder attack, 3 weakness exploit, 3 constitution, plus 2 attack, 1 or 2 in critical boost depending on choices, normal shots, spread shots, part breaker and bow charge plus, and potentially mind's eye / ballistics depending on the previously mentioned choices with the critical boost. And the equipment consists of the flying Kadachi strike bow with +1 thunder attack jewel, or the Tariff Spark. I wouldn't recommend it though, as you lose out on a gem slot and some damage. Probably best with attack up or health regen augments, as it already has a lot of crit chance on it. But moving on, Wrath Soul Helm B with 2 attack jewels, Rathalos Mail B with a thunder attack jewel, Kaiser Vambraces B with a normal shot jewel or a spread shot jewel if you have that decoration instead, Uragan Coil B, which has part breaker and a level 2 slot, as well as a level 1 slot which we occupy with a mind's eye / ballistic jewel or a critical boost jewel, depending on your preference, as well as a thunder attack jewel. For the legs, depending on whether you have the spread shot jewel or the normal shot jewel, you go with either Lavasioth Greaves B, as it has spread shot, or the Diablos Nero Greaves B, which has normal shot. And this is where you put your bow charge plus jewel. Now that that's done, let's just go over to how to play and show you some of this. Now, this isn't really the hardest thing in the world, but it might take a little getting used to. And since we're mostly just spamming monsters with our word of I'm in your face, I'm in your face, I'm in your face, I'm in your face, oh I'm in your face, 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 I'm in your face. I'm in your face, 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 I'm in your face. It's quite repetitive as well. But I will say, this is possibly the most consistent way of damaging anything in the game. At least in solo, where you basically can control the entire game just by staggering the shit out of them and stunning them all day long. It's a reason some people has taken down the fucking God Dragon in less than 4 minutes with this shit. You're constantly hitting their weak spots, and you're consistently hitting that because fuck you, monster, we are in the range club now. However, for the basics, you're usually in a monster's face, which is where the mind's eye / ballistic jewel is awfully handy, by the way, as you don't get any damage loss while using power shot, as you're close enough to taste the monster's breakfast. And sometimes you just have to look at the monster's breakfast from the other end, as that is the best weak spot for some monsters, and not to forget the wings on some other monsters. In any case, if you're into min-maxing, you will always want to pay attention to the little reticle on the screen, as it shows a circle inside the circle when you're at optimal range for the best damage, depending on the current coating you have equipped. So just keep that in mind while I explain the rest of this. And not to mention the help it is in using dash juice during a hunt, as it lets you keep at the monster for longer periods without running out of stamina. To go over the combos, you will be spamming continuously forever until it's dead, beaten and just tired and not willing to live anymore. Much like myself on any given Monday through Sunday. Depending on whether you're close to the monster or far away from it, start off with R2, R1 on Xbox for a long range shot for the first hit, and then R2 again as you now are on your second charge. Then circle for a spread / power shot, third charge, then R2 again, now on the fourth charge, and since you're on the last charge, you will go back to charge 1 again if you press R2 another time. So instead of doing this, you cheated a little by doing a spread shot, which also happens to be a charge 4. From there, you either start from the beginning or you keep pressing circle for arc shot, spread shot, spam. And I would also like to mention that with each charge, your arc shot or rainfall also does more damage, which increases the odds of your monster getting stunned. You can also dodge into a R2 or spread / power shot just to get another charge into the combo faster, as well as you can use the dodge to do that and close in the terms of distance on the monster. Another way of attacking the situation, and this is usually when you're really close to a monster, as well as it is more damage than the previous method since you get more arrows in on the monster. Circle, circle, or be on Xbox in a rapid succession after each other, followed by a R2, R1 on Xbox, and then a circle again for the max charge power shot. After this, you can decide whether you want to follow up with Arc Shot, aka Rain of Stagger, aka fuck you bow user, you interrupted my fucking combo, aka wake up the monster, we finally just got to sleep after 24 minutes of trying, also known as Rainfall, which incidentally also is able to stagger and stun the monster, and then just continuously pressing circle, be on Xbox, to keep a continuous, no ending, at least until your stamina runs out, cycle of max charge, Rainfall, and max charge power/spread shots. This is a good way to get a lot of damage in on the monster as well as building up that stun for later, but I wouldn't count on getting more than 2 stuns in on a monster during a fight. And also, if you're trying to get the monster to sleep, or someone in your group is trying to make it sleep, just refrain from doing this for a while, because there is a slight chance that your rocks will wake up the monster, as the animation for this usually is a bit longer than the animation of the monster actually falling to sleep. The other way to go about it is, instead of letting Arc Shot happen, or Rainfall, Raining Rocks, whatever you call it, instead of letting that happen, you go back to the beginning of a combo with R2. R1 on Xbox. This is because you can't start off again by pressing circle here, as you'll go into arc shot and back to spread shot again. This is now a single long range arrow at charge 1. After that you can go for R2 or circle and just start everything over again, however you want. And whatever fits the situation, of course. And to be honest, I would recommend trying this out on the stump just to get accustomed to it if you're not. And that's pretty much all you do. Well, aside from dodging somewhere to either avoid a monster, get a charge up faster, or get closer to the monster's weak spot. And oh, yeah, there's this move. It isn't as powerful as with a Sarah Coilbender spread shot build, of course, and with elemental bows, you're not useless if you're in a zone where you can't spam that move over and over. And since some of you have asked how you do it, by the way, this is how you do it. You hold L2, L1 on Xbox, then dodge towards a wall. That's it. As well as, depending on which direction the monster is, when you jump off the wall, you press your directional trigger towards the monster. The direction you're shooting is like 180 degrees from the point of the wall you dodge towards. In other words, you can't hit something on the other side of the wall you try to dodge against. So, going over it again, you don't have to press or hold R2, R1 on Xbox in any part of this. All you do is L2, L1 on Xbox, dodge. Simple as that. And as far as when it comes to the Dragon Piercer with elemental bow builds, it works, but this is not a build for that. But if you really want that tail carve, you can always go for it without the move being entirely useless. Now, if you want to check out other insane builds that I've made videos on, I highly recommend checking out the cards at the end of the video or the description, as I put everything down there. And as far as it comes to more elemental bow builds, they will be coming, and I will try to make a video for each type of element, as I know that's highly regarded. I also slew Kultaroth with the first build in this video, plus my Frost build in like 7-something minutes. If you want to check that out, there's a link in the description and at the end of this video. I'll put them in the description as they get produced, as well as I'll try to make them cards at the end of this video. Other than that, I still have a Let's Play and other channel that I upload to weekly. For now, I hope you liked the video, and if you did, or it helped out in one way or another, I'd very much appreciate it if you gave it a thumbs up, as it will help tremendously. Otherwise, I hope you have a great hunt, and until next time, so long.